Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Just like you saw in the quick intro, just went to Best Buy and picked up the Oura Ring. I've been checking this out for a while, been debating if I wanted to actually get it or not. I've got an Apple Watch that I love and very much wear a lot based on the tan line on my arm, but my wife actually got an Oura Ring and I've been checking out kind of how she's been using it and the information she's been getting on it. Finally decided it's time to pull the trigger and stop thinking about it. So, Aura 4, and I got the Stealth. First unboxing real quick, and also need to get the app downloaded. Probably should have started with that because it might take a few minutes to download. Looks like there is an Aura app, so we'll get that downloaded. Get that process started at least while we get this opened up. Ooh, there it is. So fresh out the box. It's a good sign. Don't see any major defects when you first look at it. I ended up going with Stealth because my wedding ring is also very similar to that. But yeah, there it is. I guess I'm also hoping that this thing comes charged, because if not, I'll have to charge it and then start wearing it later. The instruction book is very straightforward. Step 1, download the app. Step 2, put it on the charger. So, that's all we're going to get for this part. I'll probably, my initial thought process right now is I'll probably wear this for a couple of days, check back in, give my updates and how I feel about the first couple of days of having this ring, especially now that I'm actually on my lunch break and heading back into the office. So I'm going to get this on the charger, get it up and going, get it set up once it's actually ready, and then I'll check back in with some updates throughout the process and let you guys know my initial thoughts on this Oura Ring.
Well, it's officially been 3 months since that last clip that you just watched. I thought I was going to be giving you maybe like a 2-week update and then a 1-month update, something like that with this Oura Ring, but life happened and 3 months have gone by. It's now August and I'm finally getting back around to giving my updates on the Oura Ring. But truthfully, it probably worked out a little bit better because one of the first things that I realized once I was actually wearing the ring, within the first couple of days, you're just getting basic measurements. And then as time goes on, up to about probably like a month into wearing the ring, you're still getting new versions of information. So with that, part of my first impressions, kind of a positive and a negative of the ring itself, I felt like I was very shocked with how lightweight this ring is. There's a ton of technology. Obviously, it's tracking a lot of information about your body. So in that, there's going to be a lot of tech in it. I expected the ring to be a little heavier, especially comparing it to my wedding ring. And with that comparison, with my wedding ring, there is nearly zero gap, and I don't really feel the size difference or the ring between my fingers. Compared to the Oura Ring, I feel like you can definitely feel the space between your fingers and the ring hitting that. But ironically, right after I bought this, I think it was on my 14th day of actually picking it up, they announced the Oura Ring 5, and I really had a debate on whether I wanted to go ahead and return it that day and then place the pre-order for the 5. But ultimately, I felt like I was eventually going to get used to the ring and the size of it, kind of the width of it within my fingers. And realistically, I do feel it sometimes, but more or less it wasn't really worth it for me to go through the hassle of returning this ring and then waiting the timeline for whenever the 5 was going to come out and actually ship to me. So one thing that's not going to surprise anyone is that this Oura Ring does require a subscription within the app. It is about $70 a year for it. A little small tip, I think it's on their website. It should be pretty common knowledge. You can use your HSA if you have that through your employer. So I just have my yearly fee coming out of my HSA just to make that a little bit easier, not another subscription I need to think about paying for. I am paying for it, but through the HSA, so it doesn't feel like I'm paying for it. There are features within the app that I'm pretty sure you can access without a subscription. Definitely would defer to their website, but to get the full use out of the Ring, it's definitely worth paying for the subscription. One of the features that caught me off guard and honestly hadn't even expected, so I wanted to make sure to mention it, is that with the subscription and with the Ring, you get access to a few of the Calm and meditation app items. So there was a flight that I was going on, and I guess the Ring recognized that I was pretty stressed out once I boarded the flight and sent me a notification about using a breathing exercise or de-stressing. So I threw in my AirPods, started listening to that, and it kind of just walks you through a breathing and meditation exercise. And I truly felt like that was exactly what I needed right before we took off. And now every subsequent flight that I have been on, that is now part of my process. I get to my seat, get comfortable, throw in the AirPods, find a meditation or breathing exercise. They're usually 5 to 10 minutes, so go through and do that, and then I am calm, good, and ready to go for the flight. So that's definitely a feature that's probably not as publicized or not as well known, but just wanted to make sure to mention that. So overall, do I think everybody should buy an Oura Ring? Honestly, I think the answer is no. I have an Oura Ring and I have an Apple Watch. Really, the main thing that I get out of my Oura Ring that I don't get from my Apple Watch is the sleep tracking. I've tried to sleep with my Apple Watch multiple times and just can never really get comfortable with that. But I already wear a wedding ring full time. Now to also have an Oura Ring on wasn't really much of a change. And I now get that insight into my sleep scores and kind of what's going on with my body throughout the day. So getting a sleep score when I wake up in the morning, I've got an idea of how my night went, regardless of whether I was wearing the ring or not. When I wake up in the morning, if I'm feeling groggy and not feeling well, I know that I didn't sleep well the night before, but now having the Oura Ring, I get a little more insights into, hey, I had this amount of deep sleep versus I was actually tossing and turning, and that's why I'm not feeling the greatest. It's not going to truly adjust my day from the day to day, but it's just great to have that insight and understand what's going on and be able to look back and see that information over a longer period of time. Be sure to comment down below if you have an Oura Ring and if there's a feature that you love that I'm missing and maybe need to explore a little bit further. Be sure to like and subscribe and come back because there will be more videos coming soon. See ya.